watching KTAL News Now. Here's Brittany DeFran with your Midday News Break.
Welcome to KTAL News Now. I'm Brittany DeFran. Let's get into your Midday News Break. Wednesday night was an exciting night watching two Shreveport candidates go head-to-head during the runoff debate as the community gets ready to make a big decision come December.
As the mayoral debate for the candidates kicked off, residents share what they want to hear from the candidates in the debate.
To hear ideas, to hear vision. I just want to hear their perspective on the community. I work at the YMCA. We're very involved in the community. We believe strongly in the present and future of the community.
Students in attendance also share what they want to hear in their next mayor.
It's a privilege, actually. To even be sitting in the room with the future mayor. Looking for the truth, like somebody I really can believe in, like this is my guy, someone to confide in as being responsible for this entire city because we need it.
Both Senator Tarver and Tom Arsenault shared their views on blight in the city.
One of the reasons why people do not use the parks and the playgrounds is because they're afraid. You got to do something about crime, because without doing anything about crime, you're not going to have economic development in your city.
With respect particularly to blight, one of the things that I want to do is increase the number of property standards inspectors. And the second thing I would do is to cross-train people like zoning inspectors and property standards inspectors so that there are more than one group of people that are looking at the dilapidated housing to make citations.
Voters will have to cast another vote for the mayor of Shreveport in a runoff election on December 10th. For your local election headquarters, I'm Yalisha Gatewood.
Just a little reminder, early voting for the runoff election begins on November 26th and runs through December 3rd. You can vote early from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Caddo Register Voters Office on Marshall Street or the Hamilton Branch on Shreve Memorial Library on Burnt Coons Industrial Loop. Election day is December 10th, and you can always find extensive election coverage on our website, ktalnews.com. Turning now to a story that you will only see on NBC6 News. Shreveport police are actively investigating the city's former economic development director, Drew Mouton. Shreveport police say the investigation was prompted by allegations brought to their attention regarding Mouton. They would not confirm the nature of the allegations or the potential charges. Now, Mouton was fired on October 28th after being accused of misconduct in the workplace. NBC6 reported exclusively that Mouton had been under investigation by the city for 2 months. The investigation stems from complaints of sexual misconduct, retaliation, and racial discrimination in the workplace. Now, we've also reached out to Mouton's attorney for comment on the police investigation, but we have not heard back yet. Stay tuned on KTALnews.com for this developing story. And in U.S. politics this morning, a bill that would codify federal protections for same-sex marriage has passed a major hurdle in the Senate. The Senate voted 62-37 Wednesday to end the debate on the Respect for Marriage Act. Now, the legislation would repeal the 1996 Defense of Marriage Act, enshrine legal same-sex marriage for the purpose of federal law, and add legal protections for married couples of the same sex. The Senate is expected to pass the bill in this session. Following the midterms, then it would head to the House and likely to President Biden's desk. Now, this is going to lead us to our question of the day. Going to give you a moment to take down this QR code you see right here. Let's take a look at today's question of the day. Today's is, should the U.S. government enshrine same-sex marriage protections into federal law? Go ahead and tell us what you think here, yes or no. Looks like the majority, 56%, saying no, and 44% trailing behind with yes. Don't go anywhere. More to come on your Midday News Break. Welcome back to KTAL News Now. I'm Brittany DeFran. Let's jump back into your Midday News Break. It looks like a false active shooter alarm at Benton High School locks down the high school and elementary campuses on Wednesday. Bossier deputies are investigating after a call was made just before noon Wednesday saying there was someone on campus with a rifle and 5 students had been shot. When deputies arrived on the scene, the buildings were searched and cleared. The lockdown was lifted by around noon, and police believe the false report could have been a robocall, like the ones that have been called into campuses elsewhere in the country in recent months. Apparently, that's been happening a lot. Now, the cyber forensic unit is investigating the origin of a call. Now, a robocall, I've never heard of that before, and I wonder if this is either a tactic maybe to prepare local law enforcement on situations like this. On the other hand, if it's anything but that, someone can get in a lot of trouble and is, facing major consequences for making a false claim like that. Education matters, and the Louisiana Department of Education has released the 2022 school performance scores. This was the first time since 2019 that those scores were released due to the coronavirus pandemic. Louisiana State Superintendent Dr. Cade Brumley announced that the statewide performance scores returned to a pre-pandemic 77.2%. The Caddo Parish School District earned a C rating overall, also earning a B for student growth and an A for student graduating on time.
So there were so many things for us to be proud about, and we acknowledge that there's lots of work to be done, but we do believe we have the system in place to see great things for children.
6 Caddo schools improved their performance by a letter grade. 13 campuses grew performance more than 5 points, and nearly 40 schools increased their school performance scores as well. And in U.S. politics this morning, a bill that could codify federal protections for same-sex marriage has passed a major hurdle in the Senate. The Senate voted 62-37 Wednesday to end the debate on the Respect for Marriage Act. The legislation would repeal the 1996 same-sex marriage for the purpose of federal law and add legal protections for married couples of the same sex. The Senate is expected to pass the bill in the session following the midterms. Then it would head to the House and likely President Biden's desk. Now we're going to jump into our question of the day. All right, we're going to give you a moment to take down this QR code you see right here. Let's take a look here at today's question of the day, which is, should the U.S. government enshrine same-sex marriage protections into federal law? Tell us what you think here. It looks like so far no is leading the way with 56%, and yes is trailing a little bit behind with 44%. Tell us what you guys think here. That's all for today. For more details on these stories, head on over to ktalnews.com. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.